This rest stuff just drives me crazy. You're playing basketball for a living, okay? I understand if you're working in a coal mine,
Yeah.
that you may need a rest day.
Everybody.
All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I wanted to react to this video from Uncut Hoops. Highly recommend the channel if you guys haven't seen it. I'm gonna link the original video down below in the description for Uncut. If you want to check it out, highly recommend it. This one is titled "The Softest Era in NBA History," and the reason I wanted to watch this was because, well, I'm assuming he's gonna touch on the things I'm gonna intro with here, because I saw in the preseason we had, let's see, Kawhi Leonard get injured again. Well, stay injured or whatever. Can't play yet. We had Paul George get injured again. Can't play. And then on top of all that, like the biggest one was Embiid refusing to play back-to-backs. And when I saw that, like my blood started boiling when I heard that news. Like, you're getting, I don't know. I don't like talking about money too much, but you're getting paid that much money and you won't show up to work back-to-back days. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. Like try doing that in any other job out there. Like you can't. And we're talking about millions and millions of dollars per year, but you're like, I will not work back-to-back days. It's insane to me that players have this amount of power. And yeah, this is the softest era in NBA history, and it's because of entitlement. You know, we give them everything that they want and everything that they ask for. So of course they're going to keep asking. That's just the way things go. You spoil somebody, they're going to keep asking for more and more and more out of you until they suck you dry. And it looks like that's what Embiid's going to be doing it out in Philly. I mean, couldn't he just like reduce his minutes? If you have back-to-back games so you can go out there and help your team. If you normally play like 40 minutes a game, all right, maybe play 30 minutes a game, but play both games back-to-back. Be there in the beginning of the game, be there in the fourth quarter when we need you. You know, you're our star player, our franchise player. You need to be there, man. Anyways, long intro. Yeah, like I said earlier, the link for the original video from Uncut is down below in the description. If you want to check it out without my commentary. Everybody else, please leave this video a like. Needs to get more eyes, topics like this, because this is just out of hand. So, yeah, I appreciate you all. Let's check this out together, all right?
If you're going to make $50-60 million a year to play basketball 3 or 4 days a week, play basketball, man.
Thank you. Okay, I don't feel bad anymore. I don't feel bad for saying it anymore, because Chuck comes out and says it right off the bat. Thank you, Chuck. It's not just me, man. I see this and it makes me sick.
This rest stuff just drives me crazy. You're playing basketball for a living, okay? I understand if you're working in a coal mine,
Yeah,
that you may need a rest day.
Everybody hurts after the first 2 weeks of the season. Your legs sore, your knees sore.
Uh-huh.
It's fun to play. I never got tired in a game. How can you get tired in a game? You're playing basketball.
Y'all got the best shoes. You got the best medical staff. You got these guys sleeping in chambers.
Yeah.
You got ice baths. Man, if you can play, shut the hell up and play.
Thank you very much. And your rebuttal, Mr. Carville.
We have no response. That was perfect.
You know what it is? I think, I heard it in Kevin McHale's voice, what he was saying. Basketball is fun. I think that's a big difference now. Is people from past generations played for the love of the game, and it just so happened that they got to make some good money doing it. But they love the game of basketball, and they only walked away when injuries made it to the point where it was no longer enjoyable for them to play. Like, look at Larry Bird, how he did it. You know, he could have stuck around and made a lot more money if he wanted to, but he was like, you know, he's in so much pain he can't enjoy the game anymore. Nowadays, they're not there because they love basketball. I mean, and I understand. If I was making like $40 million a year to do something like this, I don't know how much I'd love it anymore, as opposed to how much I'd be like, how much can I milk this for? And I'm just being human here. That's not normally my mentality. But if I had $40 million a year and I knew every couple of years I'm going to be able to make even more, and I can play this trick for like 15 years and just keep getting more. So next year, maybe I'll make 50. Then maybe I'll make 60 the next, with that kind of mindset. I don't care about the love of the sport anymore. I'm trying to make $1 billion after that. Screw million. I'm trying to make $1 billion. So yeah, I think because of the money being so high, it is taken away from the love of the game. People don't want to be there because they want to compete. They have something to prove, or because they just love playing basketball. It's just work for them, and they have a very lax job where they get to make a lot of demands and get away with it.
When it comes to current day NBA superstars, just current day NBA stars in general, a lot of these players increasingly don't uphold the standards of past eras like the 90s, 2000s, even the early 2010s. When I say uphold the standards, what do I mean?
Show up to work.
First off, winning the ultimate goal. Below that, as a leader, there is no excuses.
Yep.
And below that, you don't point the finger at other teammates, do the blame game, and point at everyone but yourself.
Yep.
Those are kind of the three main pillars of the old school NBA, the pillars of past eras.
I know. Just imagine if the Sixers are not successful, which they won't be this year, Embiid can go, oh, it's because I did not play back to back and I was not there to help my team enough. So we need more help. I need more help. I can't do it all. I can't do it by myself. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
But of course, looking at the modern NBA, a lot of those same values and standards have simply not been upheld. And when speaking about things not being upheld, one of my biggest pet peeves is superstar players not playing all the games and ducking certain matchups. Case in point, with someone like Joel Embiid.
But Tim, you talked to Embiid, and he told you that, quote, he would probably never play back-to-backs the rest of his career.
Oh, wait. I thought he was just saying this season. The rest of my career? I trade the guy right now. Am I crazy? I would trade him right now. You want to be my franchise player, but you're probably saying you're not going to work back-to-back days for the rest of your career. I'm getting somebody else in. It's obvious they're not going to win a title with Embiid. It's not happening. So that's it. Okay, I'll try with somebody else then. See if they'll show up to work.
He would probably never play back-to-backs the rest of his career.
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
So looking at Joel Embiid once again, this guy wanting more rest, more days off, I mean, it is what it is. And the story ended right there, I wouldn't be that mad at Joel Embiid. He's injury prone, gets banged up very easily, and honestly, is kind of a soft player. If the story ended right there, I'd be fine with it. But unfortunately, the story does not end right there. Joel Embiid, despite ducking certain players, not playing back-to-backs, still wants all the credit of superstar players who play all the games and win championships. In essence, Joel Embiid wants full credit and more, doing 80% of the job.
You think you would be in the greatest player of all time conversation without the injury problems?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I did the first time I heard that too. And then on top of that, man, does nobody understand these days that half of the majority of being the GOAT isn't just like talent and skill, it's a mentality thing. And if your mentality is that soft, which we know it is very soft for Embiid. He's a big dude, physically strong dude, but mentally very soft. Like, it's so soft that you can't even be there for your team on back-to-backs when they need you to lead the crew. But you think you could have been the greatest of all time if you weren't injured so much? Get the hell out. Just get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Comments like those make you wonder, do NBA stars in their inner circle just have yes men who kiss their butt and tell them what they want to hear, not what they need to hear?
They sure do. They've got a bunch of people around them that are just trying to milk them for money. You know, it's like those fish that stay close to sharks. They like stay behind a shark, like off to the side in their blind spot, and they just kind of like nibble off of whatever leftovers, that the shark is doing because the shark is doing all the work. And that's basically what's going on with these NBA players. Whoever they're surrounded by, their friends, their family, their agents, whatever, their business partners, they're all just kissing their ass because they know the money's flooding in from them so they can get a piece of it. So it's terrible because they don't have like a real legit person in their life to tell them, hey, dude, that was a little sus what you were doing the other day. Hey, man, maybe you should play more games. Hey, maybe you shouldn't have said that to the media the other day when you said you could have been the greatest of all time. Little things like this. You need a friend, somebody who really cares about you, who isn't just trying to get your money.
It makes you think that. And even looking at lower tier players, someone like Andre Drummond, he'll make claims just out of nowhere that he's one of the greatest rebounders of all time, if not the greatest.
Oh, get out of here.
That is Andre Drummond, a low tier all-star in the playoffs, never had a meaningful second of basketball. If Andre Drummond saying that has that inflated of an ego,
I
the
forgot
superstar
about
players,
that.
the megastars, who are actually good players, their egos must be through the roof.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Laser brain.
And kind of building off that for 1 second, when talking about the GOAT being an all-time great player, a legend, the best...
Who's scruffy looking?
Your position. A lot of these players in the current era, they want that praise desperately. But what they don't want is the backlash when they don't live up to expectations. Of course, Joel Embiid being a prime example.
Yeah, I want all the credit and all the praise, but I want zero responsibility. That's what it is. We win, it's thanks to me. We lose, it's not my fault.
As in Joel's career, not once had he made the conference finals, and numerous times has choked in the first round, second round, been out of shape, not healthy, and just inept in big games.
It's not Ben Simmons' fault anymore, man.
And despite all the failures, all the choke jobs, the numerous years coming up short, Joel still time and time again will point the finger at his teammates, the front office, and lack of continuity.
And
lack of help.
To win championships, you need other guys. You need help. You can't do it by yourself. It's just impossible.
He said it again. I didn't hear that part of the clip. I just heard that I could have been the greatest part. So he's saying it again. I can't do it by myself. Man.
I can't win alone. I can't win alone. I can't. Me and James, we just can't win alone. If you want to win, the thing that I always talked about is, stability, continuity.
Well, maybe. You just making excuses.
So
100%.
stopping Joel right there.
It's no different than LeBron. He is so similar to LeBron when it comes to his mentality. Because now we know LeBron had Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade in Miami, plus a bunch of other great players. And he still said he didn't have enough help. So, you see Joel Embiid, his natural thing is to say, I don't have enough help. I can't win alone. And then he was saying, me and James can't win alone. Because he had James Harden at that point. So what's next? You have a third all-star? It'll be like me, James, and Luka. We can't win alone. Me, James, Luka, and LeBron. We can't win alone. Where does it end, dude? Where does it end? How many stars do you need on your team to win?
As you saw, saying it's not his fault, him and Harden need more teammate help, and lack continuity just kind of doomed their season.
How about show up to
Joel
work?
Embiid is classic excuse making of the modern day stars. And for Embiid, he's held in high regard as one of the best players in the league, an MVP player. But at the same time, doesn't get the criticism, the critique of guys like Giannis and Jokic pre their championship runs. As those guys pre their titles, they were eviscerated in the media 24/7. Giannis was told he has no bag, can't shoot, isn't clutch, will never win. For the Joker, he's overweight, can't play defense, and the playoffs is a choker whose team always fails.
Yep, those are real MVPs and real champions right there, those two. Embiid, that was a pity MVP that he got, and he's never even seen the conference finals. Shoot. Oh, he shot it from the chest.
For Joel Embiid, he just kind of evades all criticism. It's excuses from the media as well as fans. Well, he was hurt, undermanned. Yes, he had some all-stars, but it's not his fault.
It's because he cries and he plays victim, and people are soft for that kind of stuff these days. So if he cries and plays victim, people just echo chamber it and be like, oh yeah, he can't win alone. Just like they did for LeBron. Well, yeah, he didn't have enough help when in reality he had a ton of help. Once again, critical thought. Critical thought is absent in today's society. People don't think. They hear what they hear, they read what they read, and they don't question it.
Year after year, Joel Embiid has helped a good supporting cast and fails in the postseason.
Over and over and
in
over
the last
again.
2 years, Embiid in the regular season puts up gaudy stats that will make any player blush. But of course, when it comes to playoffs, those stats take a big-time dip, and his overall health becomes a big question mark that's always up in the air. And looking at Joel's own words, he says this year in 2024 is the first year ever he's not focused on individual accolades or MVPs.
Oh my God.
At this point, all he wants is a championship.
That is so telling. That is so telling. I knew it too. He wasn't out there to win. He just wanted to win an MVP, and that's why he cried when he didn't win. And then he cried again when he finally won. What else do I have to do? Man. You know, I actually, I really respected Joel Embiid for a little bit there a couple of years ago when I started watching him. And because his skills, he's a very talented guy until I realized what a weak mindset he has. And there it is. He was looking for the MVP. He was not looking to win a championship. He's not a real leader. He's out there for himself.
Now, of course, those comments in a vacuum, I'm fine with that. But it makes you wonder, so before this year, you're going for individual accolades, stats, MVPs.
Yep.
Not actually winning championships.
Yep. That's
Is
it.
that what we're saying?
That's what he's saying.
Embiid all of a sudden had an epiphany. The switch flipped that, actually winning championships matters, not MVPs.
Once again, so not doing anything that the franchise cared about, that's paying you all the money. The job is to win. That's why they're paying you. Instead of doing that, he just threw that out the window and said, what do I want? I want MVP. I would trade his ass so fast, guys. I would have traded his ass in a preseason.
Actually the case, I'm sorry, Joel, you were a tad bit late to the party.
The books are closed.
Yep.
And one thing I do want to highlight very quickly, a lot of the me first superstars, they're kind of fading, they're retiring, getting older, and exiting their prime. And the next era of players, guys like Tatum, Edwards, SGA, Luka, and especially Wembanyama, those guys, they're wired to win first and put stats on the back burner. And looking at someone like Victor specifically, he's kind of the anti-Joel Embiid. He's almost too dedicated to his health, to basketball, and focused solely on the game.
I'll tell you exactly why. It's because from a lot of these guys were born around the time of LeBron coming into the league, right? So by the time they were watching basketball at the age of 4 or 5 years old, LeBron was probably, 3 years into the league, something like that. They were watching. So as far as the previous generation guys that are getting older now, excuse me. So that was their idol. A guy like Joel Embiid sees LeBron and the things he says in the media, and they're like, okay, I just want to go out there and look out for myself. I want to look good. But by the 2010s, when a guy named Steph Curry shows up, what's he do? He stays with Golden State his whole career. He's never all about himself. He's about winning. And guess what? He won a lot. And so you've got these super young guys, even though I got my gripes with Ant-Man, but you got Ant-Man, you got Wemby, like he said, and a handful of other dudes, SGA and stuff. All these guys were growing up watching Steph, and it was a win first mentality, accolades second. Win first, look good second. And that's actually a quote from White Men Can't Jump from back in the day. Win first, look good second. Not look good, and then maybe if I win, cool. And so I think that's what we're seeing. Hopefully we have a renaissance in the NBA with the young talent that's just coming into the league right now and over the last couple of years. Hopefully it's a nice renaissance where it's win first mentality all over again, because people will start emulating a real champion as opposed to somebody who was just out there to take from the league.
truly like the best of the game are. How, in a good way, some of them are really like impressive and like inspiring in the way they approach the game every night. But others that I used to like, and now I'm just like, nah, I'm not sure that they deserve, like they don't seem like they put as much work as I thought.
Yeah, that was sick, by the way. I heard that clip a couple days ago, and props, Wemby, man. Props to you. Shut all these guys up, man. I'm rooting for Victor Wembanyama. I really am. Never been a Spurs fan. It's not about that. I like this kid's attitude so much.
Now, of course, Victor's not going to name names, but I'm just kind of thinking, put the pieces together. Victor's a center. He's French. Embiid, also 7-footer, has the French connection, same position. Joel kind of been overweight for the longest time, out of shape, and not well conditioned. I mean, Victor right there, without saying it, kind of describes Embiid to a T.
And others.
As even now in 2024, Embiid's saying that, I'm 30, 40 pounds too heavy, I should lose weight, get slimmer for the postseason. How are you pushing 30 and that mindset has just clicked all of a sudden?
Yeah, maybe you can play more back-to-backs if you lost some weight, buddy. Isn't that part of your job? You got trainers, you got like dietitians and stuff. People like cook for you every single meal. Maybe you should just drop a little bit of weight and go win that championship and show up to work every day. Hey, what's up, Ben Simmons?
What it tells me and a lot of NBA fans is that winning wasn't always the number one goal. And looking at someone like Victor, those question marks, I have none for Victor. Yes, right now his team isn't very good, but Victor, the individual player, his mindset, his attitude, everything is about winning and reaching that goal. A lot of the players who embody Embiid's mindset of individual stats first, MVPs first, those guys are kind of dying out and fading away.
Yeah.
People like Wembanyama, Tatum, Luka, those guys come to the forefront of the next era of NBA stars. And one last point I will make. Looking at Embiid's teammates over the years,
dang.
Ben Simmons, a mental midget. James Harden, playoff choker.
I like that. Mental midget. I like that.
And then Paul George, one of the most delusional entitled stars we've ever seen. All those players, Simmons, George, and Harden, kind of embody the worst aspects and traits of Joel Embiid himself. As of course, looking at Embiid, a massive playoff choker, his mindset is questionable, and like Paul George, is downright delusional, calling himself
How many steps did he just... I'm sorry. I can't when I see this stuff. But yeah, real quick, those guys that he listed, they're all the same kind of mindset. They're so freakishly talented, but their mindset is like me. James Harden, I am the system. Joel Embiid, I was not trying to win before. I was trying to win personal accolades until now. Now I think maybe I want to win. Maybe. And I forgot who else he listed because it's the same shit. Oh, Paul George. Yeah.
And like
All right, hold up.
George.
Okay. Does he dribble? He dribbles. Okay. So it's a gather. One.
Delusional.
Two. Oh, it's not a travel. Holy crap. Holy
crap. So
crap.
that right there is the end of the video. And like a lot of NBA stars today, Joel Embiid
feels like
wants to do 70% of the work and get all the credit. Doesn't want to play all the games, all back-to-backs, but at the same time, wants the accolades, the praise, adulation of someone who actually does that.
Right.
And of course, with NBA stars, it is never their fault for losing, coming up short, not reaching expectations. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
They're a bunch of clout chasers is what's going on. It's a bunch of clout chasing. Oh man, great video, uncut. You tapped on exactly what I was hoping this video was about, because this is bothering me too. It's always been bothering me, but it is getting worse and worse and worse. And my only hope is this next generation comes in and changes, sets the tone. But we need somebody to come in that's just a true winner, and somebody who doesn't talk about themselves more than they talk about the team, and has a lot of success, and maybe we'll see this change. Like I said, Steph Curry, he laid out the guidelines for everybody. Like, just follow this. I recently reacted to Game 6 of the 1993 NBA Finals, where Michael Jordan had his best NBA Finals of all time. And in Game 6, the closing game, he scored all the points in the fourth quarter except for the last shot, which was Paxton. And in the post game, when he was, was it Bob Costas? I think it was Bob Costas who mentioned it to him. You scored all the points except for the last one in the fourth. What's he say? I knew Paxton was going to hit that shot. Once I saw him catch the ball and release it, I knew it was going in. And he was saying, like, what a hard-fought victory this was for the team. He was talking about the team's up and downs. He wasn't talking about himself at all. And that's awesome. You know, that set the tone back then for how to win gracefully. And we need that back in the league. Instead of this, like LeBron James, when he wins a championship, like, I want my damn respect. All the while AD actually played better than you, bro. You know, and the team was crushing it in that NBA Finals. So instead of saying, like, this team, you know, we want your damn respect or whatever, like, just talk about the damn team, man. Stop talking about yourself so much. That's all. That's where it starts. Less me, more us. Anyways, with that, I'm out of here. Check out Uncut's channel if you haven't yet and you enjoyed this video. Like this video if you did enjoy it as well. And subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Everybody, I'm out. I will see you very soon for the next one. See you in the comment section, actually. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.